Filtering is basically the process of hiding some of the data that you don't want to see and seeing the data that you want to see. So it hides some of your data and shows you the rest of the data that you want to see. If you want to add a filter to your data, you need to first enable filtering by going to the Home tab, then going to Sort and Filter, clicking on Sort and Filter, and then clicking on Filter. Here we already have the filter enabled because we used sorting earlier, so we are good to go. If you want to remove these drop downs, you can simply click on filter and they will be gone. Another way to enable all these filter drop downs is to use the shortcut of Ctrl Shift L. The same has been mentioned under sort and filter and under filter. So if you hover over it, you will see that the shortcut mentioned here is Ctrl plus Shift plus L. So if I want to use filter, instead of going to the Home tab, I can simply go within my data, press Ctrl Shift L, and now we have the drop downs at the top of all our columns of our continuous data. Now let's apply text-based filtering to our data. If I go to this drop down here for detected state, the first thing that I see here is this list box at the bottom. Using this, I can filter specific paths or specific values from my column, which will disable or hide the entire row where that value is found. For example, here the first three patients were from Kerala. So if I want to hide the state of Kerala, I can go to the drop down. The first tick that we have here is for select all. This is enabled, which means I have everything visible to me. I click on this and everything is now disabled. For example, if I want to see everything excluding Kerala, I can put a tick mark on select all, go down and find Kerala, which is here. Another way to do that would be to use the search bar and type in Kerala. Here we find Kerala. Simply remove the tick mark before that and click on OK. What this will do is it will simply hide all the rows that contain the state as Kerala. So I'll click on OK, and now as you can see, wherever we had Kerala is now simply hidden. Another proof of this happening is by looking at this row number here. You see, the first row is 1 and the next one that we have here is directly 5. What happened to 2, 3 and 4? They are simply hidden because those were the rows which contained Kerala as the state. Remember that the rows are simply hidden. They are not deleted. For example, here between 1 and 5, I have this thick border. If I click on it and try to stretch it downwards, like this, as you can see, I see 4 here. If I stretch it again, I see 3 here, and so on. Which means the data is simply hidden from my eyesight. It is not deleted from my entire workbook. You can always bring it back. So let's press Ctrl Z and go back to the way it was. If I now want to remove my filter, I can again go to the drop down, either enable Kerala by going and putting a tick mark here, or I can even use the button called Clear Filter from Detected State. What this will do is it will clear the filter from my entire column. You click on this and now Kerala is back. Let's bring this properly as well. This is 4 and there we go. So now we have all our data brought back by simply clicking on Clear Filter. This is unlike the sorting option that we had earlier, where we did not have any button to clear the sort or undo the sort. Here we have the button to clear the filter. So the list box basically helps you include a few items or exclude a few items. For example, let's say I also want to look at how we can include specific items. So I'll remove the select all tick mark from here so that nothing is selected and only put a tick mark on Assam and Bihar. Now that we have these two states selected, if I click on OK, the only states or the data for only Bihar and Assam will be visible to me. You see, here we have Bihar, Assam, and so on. If I want to bring back my entire data again, I can simply go to the drop down, click on Clear Filter, and we are good to go. This is one way in which you can filter your data. another way in which you can filter your data is by applying some kind of criteria to it. So I'll go back to the drop down here. Instead of using this list box at the bottom, what I will do is go to this option of text filters. This will allow me to put in a criteria based text filter on my column. We have different criteria that we can enter. We can say show me the data which equals to something or does not equal to something, or maybe begins with a particular letter or a particular word, ends with that, contains that, does not contain that. Alright, so let's see the first option here, which is equals. If I click on equals, a box will open up which is custom auto filter, and here we can type in, let's say I want to see all the states which equal Kerala. So I'll put in equals Kerala. The key here is not case sensitive, so you can enter a small k or a big K, that is the uppercase K. Both of them would give you the same result. I'll click on OK, and as you can see, now all the states of Kerala are visible, all the patients from Kerala is visible, but I do not have the data for any other state. So it only shows me data where the state equals Kerala. I'll go back to the drop down and click on clear filter to clear the filter. Let's take a look at the next example. Here we have does not contain. So I can simply say does not contain Kerala and it would show me everything except Kerala. The next option that we have is begins with. If I click on begins with and type in the letter A and click on OK, it will show me all the states which begin with A. So I'll click on OK. And now you can see we have Andhra Pradesh, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and something else, maybe Assam, and so on. This is how you can use begins with as well. You can similarly clear the filter and use ends with. So I can go and apply a text filter saying ends with the letter H. Click on OK. And now whatever states and union territories end with the letter H will be displayed, and those will be the only patients which will be visible to me. Everything else will be hidden. So as you can see, we have the first row, then we directly have the 23rd, 24th, 25th row. Here we have a gap of the 30th row. We move from 29 to 31 directly. All the rows which are not available are simply hidden and can be brought back by simply clicking on clear filter. Let's take a look at the next example here. Then we have contains. So if I want to say a particular state should contain a specific text, I can use contains option here. I can simply use contains and put in that the state should contain Pradesh. So any state which contains Pradesh, be it in the beginning, in the middle, towards the end, wherever it contains Pradesh, it will be shown to me. I'll click on OK. And now as you can see, we have Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and so on. Let's clear this as well. And look at the last one, which is does not contain, which is the complete opposite of contains. So if I say does not contain Pradesh, it will show me everything except Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, and so on. You can also go to the drop down, go to text filters, and go to custom filter. Here you can select the drop down and select any type of filter that you want, which is available to us. It's the same as what we had earlier in the list. You can select any of them and also combine it with some other. For example, I can simply go and put in, let's say, begins with the letter M and also contains the word Pradesh, which will give me Madhya Pradesh only. You can also select the option of or instead of and. So if I select or and mention contains Pradesh, it would mean show me any state which either begins with the letter M or contains the word Pradesh. So this is how you can use custom filter as well in case you want to combine two filters at the same time for a text-based column. This is how you can use a text-based filter. In the next lecture, we are going to look at how we can use number-based filter. That's it for this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.